Hi everyone, hope all are doing well and welcome to this video. And in today's video, I want to talk about my H1B visa stamping experience. And this is a very recent experience, and I think this video will be extremely helpful for all who are planning to get um, their initial H1B stamp. So I think it will be a little detailed, but I'll try to keep it as brief and as concise as possible, but please do not skip any part if you want to go through the whole experience and see what the entire process looks like. So a couple of things before I start. Again, I'm mentioning that this video is only specifically related to your H1B initial visa stamping. So if you are transitioning from F1 to H1, then do go ahead and watch this video as I cover my entire process in this. So I have a few things listed. Making some notes. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So the first thing, if you want to start with your, initial stamping process, um, the first thing is, which remains same, I think, irrespective of country. I also want to add that my home country is India. So I went to India for stamping. I am not sure what other countries' process looks like. Might vary a little. I'm not sure on that, but I think what I went through is what other country people will also go through. So the first thing, as I'm mentioning, is you need to fill up your DS-160 form. So this form is something that, as an F1 student, we all filled in. It's a big document. It's like 8 to 10 page document where all your information is asked for, and you just fill in every single detail on your DS-160. So this is the very first step. The website for DS-160 is still the same. You just fill in like DS-160 form and you'll get the website. I'll still add the website in the description for everyone's reference. So a couple of things here to highlight are when I was filling my DS-160, I went back and forth with my company lawyer, to make sure, whatever was filled in with my H1B application correlated in my DS-160 to make sure you're not missing any information and it is matching with your H1B application. So once you complete your DS-160 prior to submitting it, another advice here is to make sure you send it to your lawyer for review. So sometimes you fill in information that we fill in, but um, lawyer might find that you made a mistake. So it's very important before you make a submission, do go through your lawyer once. And the reason why I'm saying this is because um, it is extremely difficult, or I would say not difficult, but it's an extra layer of headache, I would say, added in case you make a mistake in your DS-160. You have already submitted it, and then changing it, it's another layer of unnecessary, steps that we should avoid. So make sure you're filling every information in DS-160 very carefully. And you can take days, like it's not that you have to go and fill it in one sitting. It is always, I would highly advise that you fill certain part, and then fill in the next later. Once you do it, um, the important part once the DS-160 is submitted is the DS-160 barcode that is generated, which is needed for setting up the appointment. So the first step is to fill in the DS-160. Now, once you have the DS-160 submitted, the next step is to go to the US visa website, and I'll add the description to the website as well, the link to the website. Once you go there, um, you'll have like a complete scenario on how to set up the appointment. Usually, it is very clear. It is a step-by-step process where it's the US Travel Docs website. And first thing is you pick up your location. So for my case, it was India. So you go and select your country. Then you pick up your visa category. So it is divided into non-immigrant and immigrant. So for us, it is non-immigrant category. So you pick that, and then there are 6 steps which are laid out in in very clear manner on the website. So once we are in the process, the first step on the US Travel Docs website is to uh, create an account. And I don't want to go into how to create an account because that is another um, video which you can find easily on YouTube. I had a couple of references that I saw on YouTube in case you find any issues, but it's a very simple process. Make sure you fill all your information correctly and store that information because you'll need your security codes every time you sign in. So you have 3 security questions, but you need 2 of them every time you sign in. So just make sure you have all that information. So once you're on your US Travel Docs, you have set up your account and you're in the in the portal. Now you need to fill your application. So this is where your DS-160 code will come in. Um, and again, like just to add one thing here, that DS-160 code is only needed to set up the appointment. You can go ahead and submit DS-160 later, but again, I would advise get your DS-160 done so that you don't have to go back to it, and then you can start setting up your account. So now when you are in the US Travel Docs, it's again like a series of 8 to 10 steps that you go through in setting up your appointment. And it is all basic information. You put in your passport, you put in your name, and all the other information. So one thing to add here is very likely if you have an F1 visa which expired like within 48 months, you will be most likely eligible for a Dropbox appointment, which I was as well. And all you need to do is just fill in all that information, and it will automatically say that you are eligible for Dropbox appointment. And another thing to add here, which I want to put for everyone's knowledge, is that when I was filling in my application earlier this year, um, some changes were made on the H1 visa H1 visa appointments, and only Chennai location is visible. So no need to panic there. If you have your embassy or your nearest location is Delhi, uh, you can still go ahead and submit all your documents without any issue at the same time and on the same date. But your appointment page will say Chennai, but that is all good. So once you put in all your information, uh, you then come to the payment page. So it's a $205 fees for H1-B applications. Again, like a couple of things I want to highlight here from my experiences, that first time when I went put in the payment through my credit card, it got declined. It didn't get declined, I would say. It didn't go through properly. And I got a notification that the payment will be processed in 48 hours, but there was also an error page that showed up. Now, when you come into this situation, it is like whether you cancel your application and start a new one. I would highly suggest do not cancel your application. Reason being, if your application is cancelled and if your payment uh, gets processed within like next 1 or 2 days, you won't get a refund. And if you start a new application, that payment will not be adjusted. So I actually got stuck on this process. So I had to reach out to the customer support for like back and forth for like a week or so. And once I got a confirmation from the customer support that my payment didn't go through first time, and I was okay, like I got a confirmation from them that I was okay to cancel my application and start a new one, then only I did it. So I had to spend an extra week getting this all figured out because the customer support is it takes a day. When you send them an email, it takes another day to receive back, and then I had like a couple of times I had to go back and forth. So only do that if your payment doesn't get processed and you get a confirmation that you are ready. You can go ahead and submit a new application. So you just close your initial one and you do start a new one, same process. And then when you come back to the payment page, uh, you can try again. And my second time the payment went through. So once the payment goes through, within like sometime you will see that the payment was received. And once the payment is complete, the last step is then you can go ahead and set up the appointment dates. So for me, like appointments were very easily available. I could see multiple appointments within the next few months. And then it's really up to you how you want to plan your travel. And the date you pick for your appointment, make sure you go to the location on time, and then you just need to submit your documents. So this is the basic process. And then uh, suppose you have done all this, everything goes smooth, you pick up your appointment, you select it. The only documents that I was asked to submit for my Dropbox was my DS-160 confirmation, my appointment confirmation, which the recent process that I'm talking through from the US Travel Docs website, your passport for sure. And in my case, I had an F1 passport, uh, in a like F1 visa and a previous passport, and then my passport was renewed, so I had a new passport. So I had to submit my both the passports. So make sure you have all your passports, your DS-160 confirmation, your appointment confirmation, and then the other one is your I-797 document, which is your H1-B document you'll receive from your company or from your lawyer. And then I also took my employment verification letter, but I was not asked to submit that. So once you submit all these documents, it's a Dropbox appointment. So, you have no issues. You just go and just submit all these. So once this is all submitted, it usually takes around 3 weeks if everything goes smooth and if you're not called for an interview, 3 weeks to receive the passport back. I had like a premium uh, shipping, so I got my passport like in that 3 week time frame. And usually, the staff where you submit your Dropbox said to me like 7 to 10 days, but it is not 7 to 10 days. It takes around easy like 3 weeks. So please make sure you book your return tickets accordingly. And how to track your passport. So the Travel Docs website is not a good platform to track your passport. It won't show status updates how you want them to, show like. So it is not a reliable one for passport tracking. The website which is for passport tracking is the CAAC State GOV website. So I'll put that link as well in the description. You just put in all your information and like your last name, your passport number, your um, location where you did the Dropbox, and then once you click submit, that will give you the real time updates on what exactly your passport sequence is. So it usually says that application received. Then it will say issued if your passport is issued, if it is still in process. Those are the statuses that will show up, but that is the real time update website to refer to for your passport tracking. So that's like the entire process. Once you submit everything and you're on the website, you can track your passport, and you will then even get your tracking number once you have your passport issued. You can then go to the tracking website. You'll have all that information when you're in the process, and then you can receive your passport and can travel back without any issues. So this is the entire process. Um, I really hope I was able to put that forward in a clear manner. Do reach out to me if you have any questions, but this is my very recent experience, which I want to share with you all. I hope this will be helpful. And thank you so much all who have reached out to me in support of my videos, particularly with the RFEs, my best, possible help that I can do. I will always be like making sure to reach back. Email is the best way to reach out to me, and I'll make sure I reply. And if you have any questions on this particular process as well, feel free to reach out and I'll be very happy to assist. And thank you so much all for watching my video, and I hope this content is helpful. Thank you again.